Time is a strange and wondrous thing. It slips past our fingers like sand through glass. We never touch it, yet we feel its weight. It crawls like a snail when we're waiting for something we dread, yet it soars like a hawk when we're doing what we love. Can time be wasted? Can it truly be lost? These are questions even the wisest philosophers of the kingdom never managed to answer. But there was one young woman who understood time better than anyone. Her name was Princess Eloha of Royam Dut, the Kingdom of Time itself. In this realm, every person was born with an invisible hourglass. You could not see it, you could not touch it, but it was always there. The sand within didn't measure years or decades, it counted moments. Each grain marked the beginning, middle, and end of every occasion, whether it was a meal, a game, a conversation, or even a single heartbeat. When the last grain fell, the moment ended, and the hourglass turned itself over again for the next. But there was one extraordinary difference between Princess Eloha and everyone else. She could see the hourglasses, all of them, a childhood out of step with time. Eloha had been born with this gift, though no one recognized it at first. When she was small, she would speak of things she shouldn't, no warning friends to hurry before their games ended, or comforting servants moments before their last day in the palace. One warm spring evening, she sat on the marble floor of the nursery, clutching her favorite doll, her eyes brimming with quiet sadness. "Darling, what troubles you?" her mother asked gently, kneeling beside her. "Mama, tonight is the last night I'll spend with Nanny Medusa," Eloha whispered. Her mother frowned. "What do you mean, sweetheart? Your nanny will be here all summer long." But the very next morning, Nanny Medusa announced her resignation. She had decided to move to a distant city to care for her aging parents. "She left me," Eloha murmured solemnly. "I told you she would." The king and queen exchanged troubled glances. "She's an intuitive child," said the queen softly. "Intuitive?" The king replied. "This isn't intuition. How could she know that?" They dismissed it as coincidence at first. But as Eloha grew older, the pattern only deepened. The burden of knowing when moments end. By the time she reached her teenage years, the princess no longer made careless predictions. She had learned to read the shifting sands in everyone's hourglass. When a moment was about to end, she felt it in her bones. She walked among her people and saw their moments slipping away, grain by grain. Friends who lingered in the courtyard while their precious childhood waned. Brothers who quarreled instead of cherishing their last days together. Soldiers who laughed in taverns, unaware that their next sunrise would call them to war. One afternoon, she passed two young men playing chess under a cherry tree. Their hourglasses shimmered brightly, but Eloha saw them emptying far too fast. "Your time together is almost gone," she said softly. "You should cherish these hours." The older brother laughed. "Princess, there's no rush. We have all the time in the world." But that very night, he was summoned to the battlefront. His brother wept in the courtyard, wishing he'd listened. Eloha confided in her mother. "Mama, no one truly enjoys their time. They waste it. They let it run away without celebrating it. I can't find a single soul who gives their loved ones the attention they deserve." Her mother sighed. "You must not dwell on this, child. You have a kingdom to rule someday. Do not trouble yourself with the problems of others." But Eloha couldn't stop seeing it, and she couldn't stop caring. The princess who refused to waste a moment. Years passed. Eloha became a young woman, poised, wise, and perhaps a little sharp-tongued. She had long since accepted her strange power, though it made her feel lonely. Then one day, her father approached her with a gleam in his eye. "Eloha," he said, "today is a grand day. I have someone special for you to meet." He gestured to a tall, charming stranger. "This is Prince Edward." Eloha inclined her head politely. "Welcome to Royam Dut." "But no thank you, father. I have no time for princes." The young man smiled. "Perhaps we could make time to know each other." "I've considered it," she said bluntly. "But I won't spend my precious moments that way." "Thank you, but no thank you." The king groaned. "Daughter, at least speak with him. He has traveled far to meet you." Edward studied her calmly. "You don't like to waste time, do you?" "And you," she retorted, "seem like someone who wastes it constantly. Do you even care that your life is slipping past, moment by moment, like sand in a storm?" "I let life happen as it will," he said with a shrug. "Foolish," she snapped. "If you're always racing to the next thing, you'll never appreciate what's right in front of you." Edward hesitated. "I've never thought of it that way." Then, to her surprise, he added, "Teach me. Show me how to value time as you do." Eloha's stern gaze softened just slightly. Do you truly mean that? I do, he said firmly. A shared gift and a growing friendship. As they spoke, Eloha noticed something strange. The prince's eyes followed something in the air, something no ordinary person should see. What's wrong? He asked suddenly, pointing to a shimmering shape. What is that? Eloha froze. You can see them too. The hourglasses. From that day on, Eloha taught Edouard everything she knew about the sands of time. He listened eagerly, absorbing each lesson. But then, something unexpected happened. One morning, his own hourglass cracked and grains of sand began to spill out. Edouard, she cried. You must calm down. Your panic is shattering your moment. The sand scattered into the wind. Without it, his time froze. The world around them twisted. Children's laughter halted mid-note. Wind stopped in mid-gust. If the hourglass wasn't restored, Edouard himself would fade away forever. We have to get your sands back, Eloha said. But how? He asked, fear in his voice. The lessons of time. The first grains they chased belonged to a gardener overwhelmed with worry. His plants refused to bloom fast enough, and his hourglass rattled with frustration. Listen to me, Eloha told him gently. Some things cannot be hurried. You must learn to savor the waiting, as you watch your garden grow. The greatest joys take time. As he calmed down and smiled at his flowers, the scattered sands drifted back to Edouard's glass. One down, she whispered. Two to go. The next fragment led them to a court jester trapped in the same joke over and over again, reliving one perfect moment of applause, unable to move on. You're stuck in the past, Eloha said softly. Moments are meant to pass. We can enjoy them when they come, but we must let them go. She whispered a new joke in his ear. He told it, and the court erupted with laughter, brighter than before. More sand returned to Edouard's hourglass. Two down, she said, only one remains. The last grain belonged to a boy sitting alone, repeating the opening line of his favorite story. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Eloha's heart ached. She saw why. The boy's childhood was ending. Soon he would be called to work in the royal kitchens, leaving his carefree days behind forever. He clung desperately to the last moments of his youth, unwilling to let them go. How do we help him? Edouard asked. He just wants someone to share this moment, she whispered. Someone to sit with him until the very end. They sat beside the boy, listening patiently as he read the tale to its final line. The end. With that, the last grains of sand returned to Edouard's hourglass. The crack sealed itself, and time began to flow once more. A new understanding of time. I have to go now, the boy said quietly. It's time to work. I know it's hard to say goodbye to the now, Eloha said softly. But the future holds wonders you haven't imagined yet. The boy smiled faintly and hurried off. Edouard turned to Eloha. Will my hourglass stay whole now? If you've truly learned to respect time, yes, she said. This moment has ended, but there will be others. He offered her his hand. Then let's not waste this one. Come with me. I know exactly how I want to spend the last bit of our day. She smiled for the first time. How's this for enjoying the time we have? It's perfect, he replied. The kingdom learns to cherish every grain. Eloha and Edouard took their time getting to know each other. They didn't rush into love, nor did they dismiss it. While they hadn't agreed to marriage yet, they both knew they'd be content to marry someday, in the right moment. That afternoon, under their guidance, the entire kingdom of time began to change. Though no one else could see their invisible hourglasses, they began to feel them. Families lingered longer at the dinner table. Friends stopped to watch sunsets. Soldiers embraced their loved ones more tightly before marching away. Royam Dut, once a realm that hurried through life, finally found its proper rhythm. The people stopped wasting time, and started treasuring every moment. And so the hourglass princess and the prince who learned to see time, lived each day with intention, teaching all who knew them to do the same. And they all lived happily ever after.